Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're benchmarking Outer Worlds 2 on PC, running with my overclocked MSI Vanguard RTX 1590 graphics card, and Ryzen 9 9950X 3D CPU. One thing to note is this is an Unreal Engine 5 based title, so you know how that goes. And we are running 4K native, which is why the FPS is so incredibly low. Alright, so we're running a render resolution of 3040 by 2160 on my 4K 144Hz display. Unlimited frame rate, VSync is disabled, NVIDIA DLAA mode's on native 4K. We also test out DLSS quality mode at 4K and 1440p, as well as 1440p and 1080p native resolutions. NVIDIA low reflex latency is enabled. Motion blur got disabled. Gamma I did set up for HDR to hopefully get the HDR calibration correct. And all the graphic settings are very high preset, which is highest possible setting to go to. And 100% field of view and chromatic aberration is turned off. So yeah, this is one of those games where I'm not really going to be too interested in playing it. I did buy the premium edition of the game, and I do have a Game Pass, so it was like $30. I'm not going to play more than 2 hours, so I'm just going to play it and then refund it. But I just wanted to at least benchmark the game, at least in its pre-release trial moments before official NVIDIA drivers get released. And we'll just do a quick little benchmark.
Doc said nothing important got hit.
To see how the 5090 plays it at 4K native, which is one setting I'm not seeing a lot of users try. But you know me, I want to test the absolute limits of these titles, but obviously we're seeing a lot of stutters here at 4K native because it's
so many rumors flying around about the Rift.
Using lumen reflections, ray tracing, hardware ray tracing, which I guess Digital Foundry mentioned you should probably not run until the game gets officially patched on the official release date, but obviously it's not running too well. As you can see, I'm constantly having to reset the afterburner because it just keeps hitching because it's just too heavy to run at 4K native. But I decided to try it out just to see how bad the engine will run at the worst case scenario. But obviously not a very beautiful performance aspect. And also the visuals, I don't know, they look good, but at some ways they also look a little weird. It's like, it's got this Art Deco type vibe. Hard to explain, kind of like, what do you call it? Can't think of the game. There's another game that was way back, early 2000 that came out, that had a similar type of color palette, if you will. But yeah, so 4K native averaging 40 FPS, 0% listening at 12, 1% listening at 30, max FPS at 47. Now let's go ahead and enable DLSS quality mode. And again, this is going to be a very quick benchmark, nothing too detailed. I just want to see how the game runs in this state of the game. I will probably also try disabling ray tracing, or hardware ray tracing, which is what Digital Foundry recommended doing to make the game run better, but it probably won't look as good. But it looks like on the 5090, if you want to at least have 60 FPS playable, you could do 4K DLSS quality. It seems to up the FPS just enough to make it playable, but not quite the FPS that we'd expect on a high-end graphics card. But that's the reason why I am not a fan of Unreal Engine 5. It's just a piss-poor optimization that developers like to use because it is easier to develop for, but unfortunately it makes us users have to resort to running upscaling or frame generation just to make things playable, which is an unfortunate aspect of all the other newer titles that are seem to follow the same protocol of using this engine. And you can see the stutters. I mean, they're just repeatedly still coming up here, even at DLSS quality. I'll reset the afterburner one more time here, but it's unfortunate. Try to test some of these other areas. There's some NPCs around.
Gonna need a bigger storeroom for all these orders.
Oh, so it's Bioshock. Like the Bioshock, like when you get to be in the sky and stuff, it kind of had that Art Deco vibe where it's got like a different color palette that kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like an old-fashioned type look.
Life in Fairfield's a real shindig.
With certain colors a little bit more enhanced. Something different, you know? I never played Outer Worlds once. I never played the original, so I'm not really sure what to expect with this title. But for me, I just wanted to at least try it, play under 2 hours, and just get a quick benchmark to see how it runs in place. So 4K DLSS calls with averaging 53 FPS, or 1% low staying at 32, 1% low staying at 40, max FPS at 61. Alright, so let's go back to DLA mode, and let's start changing the resolutions to 1440p here. Give me 1 minute for monitor to respond, then we'll see how 1440p native runs. Reset the afterburner.
Boy, take this terminal and trash it. That's it. I need a smoke.
Reset one more time. Those 0.1% lows just keep dropping like dead flies. I mean, it's just, it sucks, man. This is why I don't like to play these games. Will it probably run better when it gets officially released with updated video drivers? Possibly, but
Exhaust manifold still warm.
it's just so annoying how
I can't help you if
there's
you
so many
don't
hitches. Even at a 1440p resolution on the top end graphics card.
Why do you corporate folks do all the hard work instead
And
of
even
letting
with the
other
adjusted
people?
lighting, it still does look a little bit overexposed. I watched another YouTuber's video, and his lighting also looked similar to this, so
Then when you buy
get another hitch there. Reset it one more time to give it another chance, but we'll see another one probably with traversal stutters, which is what I'm assuming we are encountering here as we're walking around here in this environment. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's hard to enjoy these titles where they forced you to use a ridiculous amount of upscaling just to make things playable. Alright, so 1440p native.
How are you still upright over there?
One moment here. Kill this giant lizard or whatever the hell it is.
Inside or leaving outside, Commander?
Ah, shit. Damn, dude. That's crazy. Pretty hard enemy. Ridiculous. So 1440p average. Yeah, bullets. 1440p averaging 67 FPS. 0% low stand at 33, 1% low stand at 45, max FPS of 77 here as I run away from this giant lizard. Alright, so now let's enable DLSS quality mode. Reset the afterburner. And yeah, that gives you a little bit more playable setting here with FPS sitting around 80, 81. How do I change my weapons here? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with controls, but ah shit, another one of these assholes? I need gold, so
Happy to assist in crafting more ammo if you need it.
yeah, please do.
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, need something, Commander?
I'll take some ammo.
Sure. Always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
I just need some ammo, man. That's it. Oh, I don't have any, yeah, strip. That's fine, I'll just benchmark without using the gun, but 1440p. Let me quickly benchmark this again since it kind of changed the FPS. Maybe move around a little bit here and properly test 1440p DLSS quality mode so we get a proper estimation of how the FPS is. Look at that hitch there. Reset one more time here. Give it one more chance. Let's see, when you traverse two other areas, that's where you get those stutters, unfortunately.
You know, this colony's not half bad when folks ain't shooting at us.
Yeah, I agree about that. Alright, so we'll just throw in that one hitch there. So average FPS 97, 0% low sitting at 18, 1% low sitting at 62, max FPS at 101. Let's go back to DLA mode and let's go down to 1920 by 1080p. And again, just a very quick benchmark, nothing too scientific. Just want to get the open world and see how everything runs in place here. Worst case scenario. And then at the end of the video, I'll very briefly turn off hardware ray tracing and just go through the same settings really quickly to see how much of a boost it gives us without hardware ray tracing enabled. But that's pretty sad, man. Even at 1080p, barely getting 86 FPS here. So average FPS at 84, 0% low sitting at 25, 1% low sitting at 52, max FPS at 98. Alright, let's go back to 4K. Give me one more for mod to respond. I'm just going to very briefly just kind of fly through the settings here and just turn off hardware ray tracing, because that's what Digital Foundry said is the main protagonist of causing problems for this game. So, oops. These settings are a little bit finicky. Alright, reset the Afterburner. So without hardware ray tracing, let's see if we still get those stutters. That's what I really want to see, actually.
Ectoplasm. Wait. Nope. Just taro
Can I
excrement.
get some ammo here? Damn, even when I sell stuff, I still can't get any ammo. Must have got the wrong ammo. Alright, so 4K native without the hardware ray tracing, we're averaging 50 FPS, 0% low sitting at 38, 1% low sitting at 41, max FPS at 56. So yeah, turning off the hardware ray tracing does seem to fix the issue, it seems. Let's go to DLSS quality, and again, it'll just be a very quick run through of the settings here. There's a couple different environments here to better gauge the performance. But yeah, I would probably recommend, if you are going to be playing this during the pre-release time, just disable the hardware ray tracing, even on the 5090, which is pretty pathetic, but it does seem to remove the stutters, it seems. Yeah, much smoother. So average 75 FPS at 4K DLSS quality, 0% low sitting at 40, 1% low sitting at 50, max FPS at 81. Alright, now let's go back to DLA mode, and we'll go down to 1440p here. One moment for monitor to respond.
I'm coming. I can do this all day.
And yeah, much smoother experience, I would say. That seems to fix the issue with the stutters for sure. So 1440p native, averaging 81 FPS, 0% low sitting at 46, 1% low sitting at 52, max FPS at 94. And then very briefly, let's test out the DLSS quality mode, and this should be even more playable, I would assume. That brings us into the 100, it looks like. Or 98.
This paradigm thing you people are always going on about, does it really improve your life?
Those protectorate folks in Westport. Think they'll ever come around?
They better. If they don't defect, they're done for.
So 1440p DLSS quality mode puts us at an average of 105. 0% low sitting at 54, 1% low sitting at 65, max FPS at 120. And then let's finish off here. Let's go back to DLA mode. And let's lower down to 1920 by 1080p. And yeah, that does seem to fix the issue with the hitches. It's just to turn off the hardware ray tracing, it seems. That seems to be the magic ticket to make this at least playable, but of course you're not going to really have ray tracing, at least hardware-based ray tracing. So 1080p averaging 98 FPS, 0% low scan at 45, 1% low scan at 64,
You couldn't pay me enough to patrol
max
me.
FPS at 110. So I'm going to say the sweet spot would be probably 4K with DLSS quality mode with hardware ray tracing off. That's probably going to be what you want to do to make this game playable without any hitches, I would say.
Go near those things. I mean, you could.
And that'll put you above
But it
60
would have to be a
FPS.
lot.
Of course, you're not going to get the hardware ray tracing, but at least it'll make things playable, at least somewhat in some ways. Anyways, just want to make a quick little benchmark, nothing too detailed, of Outer Worlds 2 on PC. Obviously, it does still need some optimization and work, as I expect, with these Unreal Engine 5 titles. But we'll take things from there. Thanks for watching, appreciate all the support, and see you guys for more video benchmarks soon enough. And again, that brings you Outer Worlds 2 on PC, and thanks for watching, and yeah, Unreal Engine 5 strikes again. It's just one of those things where it's just the same thing over and over again. Piss poor performance, requiring you to either lower the settings or run DLSS upscaling to make things playable. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys around.